welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. And again, happy Pride Month. Today is a video that is a Pride pin tag. And actually my friends, the Dawnties, which is Rochelle and my favorite Donna, over at the Dawnties, created this tag with Walt Life, Salt Life. And if you have not checked out the Dawnties, you guys absolutely have to go check out their channel. Rochelle is just such a sweet person, and I love watching their channel. And then Donna is just hilarious. Like, she never ceases to make me laugh. So they're quite the dynamic duo, and they created this pin tag, and I'm super excited to be tagged by them. So thank you guys for the tag. That was super sweet. I'm gonna leave the Dawnties information down below. Along with Walt Life, Salt Life, they were the other co-creators of this pin tag. Super excited to do a pin tag. It's been quite a while since I've done a pin tag, and this one has a lot of meaning behind it. I'm pretty excited to dive into it. So basically what it is that it takes the pride flag, and then it takes each color that, each of the colors and what they represent, and you can either show the color representation through a pin, so like red for red, or you can show the meaning behind it, or the meaning behind that color, and show that through the pin. So it left it very open to interpretation and very open for creativity, which I was, you know, obviously I'm a very creative person, so I really enjoyed that. So let's go ahead and get started. So for those of you who are not familiar with the pride flag, I'm gonna pop it up here so you guys can see it. And so we are gonna start with red. The red stripe represents life. And I chose a fantasy pin. So you guys may notice this about my pin collections. The majority of my pin collections are now fantasy pins, and fantasy pins are not Disney licensed pins, but they are pins that are created by independent artists and that are made independently from Disney. And the first pin that I have is a yo-yo pin, and that is the designer, the yo-yo pin designer, and it's designed by Nippy, and it's an LE of 50. Let me get it on the board so I can show you guys. This is a jumbo pin, and I think it is absolutely stunning. So here she is, Miss Ariel. And I chose it for a couple of reasons. So obviously the red in her hair is definitely something that represents red. I really think the meaning behind this pin for me is life. This was at the very end of the part of your world scene where she is yearning to be part of a life that she was destined to have. And so I just feel that this was very, it definitely represented life and new hope for her to really lead and live the path that she so wanted. So that's why I chose this particular one for red. And plus Scuttle, I mean, that's like a bonus. Scuttle's hilarious. Next color is orange, and it represents healing. So this one for me, I did not have a lot of orange pins. I did have a pin that represented healing to me. This is my Sebastian pin. This was from a park pack. This is a Disney pin. And it has Sebastian where he's holding on to the Eric and Ariel statues at the top of their cake. And it's surrounded by all these like super duper cute fish. There's some orange elements in here, but what it really represents to me, Sebastian accepting Ariel's life as a human, and although he felt a little bit touched, a little bit sad, I did feel that this represented healing somewhat well. So that is why I chose it for orange. The next color in the pride flag is yellow, and it represents sun. This is another fantasy pin. Now I'm sorry, this is an Acme pin. So Acme pins are actually Disney licensed pins that are made by independent artists. So there are some, Acme is considered a fantasy pin. I know that's kind of confusing, but it does have the copyright Disney on the back. There's something about this pin, it is the absolute center of my Stitch collection, and it is so pretty. Look at that yellow behind his face. So this absolutely represents the sun, that circular yellow background, but my favorite element about this pin, I want you to look right in his little tongue. Do you guys see that little heart? A perfect thing to represent on this pin for love is love. Isn't he so adorable? The thing about this pin is that I just think he's perfectly drawn. Absolutely perfectly drawn. Yep. So one of my most favorite pins from my Stitch collection is absolutely this pin. The next color of the pride flag is green, and that represents nature. So I didn't have a lot of nature pins. I had some flower and garden pins, but this one just really spoke to me, and I think you'll see why. This I won in a Ratatouille hide and go squeak, and it's Ratatouille admiring his long vegetables. I'm gonna hope those are some zucchinis. So this was a nice green pin. Everyone loves their vegetables. So yeah, make sure to eat those veggies if they're good for you. But this was super cute. So this was a, hide and go squeak from 2016. So it was a couple of years back. The next stripe in the pride flag is blue, and that represents magic. This one was kind of hard for me to choose because I did feel like there was a lot of them that I could have chose. I was hoping to get a Sorcerer Mickey pin, but I felt that that may have been too straightforward, so I went with another fantasy pin, obviously. And actually, Johnny from Game Boys, Johnny, if you're watching, this pin was one that we kind of fought over a little bit during a Disney Chris live Instagram sale. It's an Ellie of 50. I do not know the fantasy pin maker on this one, but I love it. So Stitch is obviously the blue element of this, and he is holding Scrump, and he's got this beautiful Mickey Mouse hat that is like gorgeous glitter, and he's wearing a Mickey Mouse costume. And I don't know if you can tell, but Scrump's bow is actually a Minnie Mouse bow, so it's like a Minnie and Mickey. And I just thought that this represented like how we all feel, that magic that we feel when we go to the parks. And so that is why I decided to choose this pin. And it is quite large. It's probably 2.5, maybe 3 inches tall. But doesn't he look so sweet? Another one of my favorites from my Stitch collection right here. The next stripe on the flag is violet, and violet means serenity or represents serenity. And this pin is new to my collection. I just purchased it. It is from Hong Kong Disneyland. It's an LE of 300. And it is Hong Kong Disneyland, part of their 9th anniversary collection. And it is one of my most favorite characters from Monsters University. It is Art. So here you have Art looking so serene, or maybe a little bit high. I'm not sure which one he is. But he is holding a yellow Mickey Mouse balloon, and look how stunning that glitter is in the background with him. But this, to me, Disney is my happy place. Disney is where I feel serenity in my soul, and I thought that this was a great representation of that ecstatic, happy feeling that we all get from the parks. And so that's why I decided to go with Art. And I just thought this was a really unique, fun pin, and I love Mickey balloons, so I love that the background is actually Mickey, and then the little balloon is Mickey too. So yeah, really cute pin to add to my Monsters U collection, which I only collect Monsters University, and I'm telling you, that collection is growing quickly. Disney has been coming out with so many amazing Monsters U pins. It's awesome. So those 6 colors complete the pride flag. And so the absolute last category is a pin with a rainbow. And what's funny is that I actually had several, which I was kind of surprised. I was like, I knew of one definitively that's an old Figment pin that has him holding like a pot with gold in it and then the rainbows going over his head. And actually, I believe I've shown that in a pin tag before. So I decided not to include that. I wanted to show you one from my Lotso collection. Now, this one I added to my collection last year. It is from Shanghai, and it's an open edition pin, but it's got a really cool element to it. So here it is. Sorry, it's a little bit top heavy, and you'll see why. It's a bobble-headed Lotso. And in the background, you can see he's got this beautiful rainbow behind him and then some building blocks around him at Sunnyside Daycare. So there is my beautiful rainbow pin. And the interesting thing about Shanghai and Hong Kong pins, they are so shiny. So you'll probably see quite a glare on this guy, so sorry about that, but they really go hard on the enamel. Like, they put a lot of enamel on these pins to make them really shiny for Hong Kong, Shanghai, and actually Tokyo does that a little bit as well. So it's definitely easy to spot a pin that is not from the United States parks. Fun. So that concludes the pin tag today. Thank you again to the Dawnties for tagging me and putting together this pin tag. That was super duper fun to look through my collection and choose those pins. Now, I want to tag two people. First, I want to tag a friend that I just met in Disneyland, and that's Alison WDW girl. She's super amazing. I feel like we're kindred spirits. Like, we got together and it was like, you know when you meet people and you're like, oh, they get me, or I get them? That was a complete total moment that we had when we were together in Disneyland. And so I got to meet her daughter, and we just had, all of us in that group had so much fun. So Alison, I'm tagging you, and also I'm gonna leave Alison's channel down below. If you haven't checked her out, be sure to go check her out. And then I'm also gonna tag my YouTube bestie, Oh my God, Jessica, or Jessica Meredith. I would love for you to do this tag. You have so many beautiful, colorful pins. I cannot wait to see what you're going to choose for this pin tag. But guys, this does not just stop there. If you want to do this tag, I tag you. I want this to be spread around the YouTube sphere. I want to see all of those beautiful rainbow pins that everyone has. And you guys will have to let me know down below what your favorite pin from my tag is. Gonna do it for me. Be sure to be following me on Instagram if you haven't. Lots of fun things are coming your way on Instagram. There's a big giveaway coming to the channel. Plus, I have Tokyo Disney vlogs are coming this week. I'm so excited. And also, Nikki and Terry, my best friend and her mom, are coming to visit me the week of the 20th. So I'm so excited that they're gonna be in Alaska. So definitely be sure to follow us on Instagram, because we will be doing lots of fun Alaskan shenanigans during that time. But anyway, guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Pride Month to all my LGBTQAIP friends, and I hope you have an absolutely magical day. All right, guys, TTFN. Bye.